I don't think it's a focus point like we haven't been focused on guarding the three-point line. Now we're going to start doing that.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, what do we think that they're doing in practice?
I mean, that would be hilarious if that was the case, though. Oh, we've just only been guarding twos. What is this?
Hank McCoy.
At what point do we look at the scoring and be like, okay, we've got enough of that. We need
defense.
We need defense, or we need paint touches. We need penetration. We need drive and kick. We need ball movement. Like, we don't have those things.
But
Isaiah
Bakers
Thomas
can't be choosing.
No, of course, but like, I don't want to read too much into Isaiah Thomas, even if he is still that level of scorer, because like that was never their problem.
Yeah,
their problem was like, we need to move the ball. We need to not get stagnant on offense, and defensively, we need to guard the damn 3-point line.
Yeah,
and like play with some
please.
urgency.
But I think Brad, in the last thing he said, brought it up, which really what it is a guy not afraid to take more of those 3-point attempts. And we've talked about it. They lack in that. Like 30 ain't going to get it done in most cases. And I know people say, well, they still score at a high clip even without. Sure. But if they're going to not guard the 3-point line, they're going to have to hit more to be in these games. So I think that's probably the thinking, because there wasn't a defensive stopper out there available or a true point guard that would have made sense. So I think that's why we're sitting with Isaiah Thomas. Woo!
I got a number for G.
Sure.
You're the analytics guru. You're the guy with the numbers. The number I'm looking at now, and I don't even know if there's a number out there, but I'm going to tell you. The number I'm looking at now is differential of attempts.
Yeah, for threes.
3-point differential, attempt differential. You can't give up 50 and take 30. There's a 20-shot differential there. There is no way on God's green earth you're going to survive in the playoffs or even win a championship if that differential is that damn wide. You got to find a way to shrink that. So how do you shrink that? You contest at the 3-point line. You stay at home. You deny threes. That's number one. You got to do a better job of that. And you have to take more. So, yeah, Isaiah helps you take more. But how do we shorten the gap in regards to how many they're taking? That's the big thing.
That is the big thing. And that's why when people are saying, well, if we don't need more scoring, why are we getting outscored? Because you're giving up 140 fucking points a game. You can't do that.
You mean 18 3-pointers and a half ain't
God
good?
bless.
But listen, we might get both, okay? IT signing a 10-day. Coach Vogel told us today the emphasis of practice was 3-point defense, quote, by a mile.
There we go.
So here's what he had to say about the Suns' 3-point defense against Boston and Milwaukee.
Yeah, awareness. A lot of overhelping, a lot of short closeouts. The spread 5 coverages, gave us problems. We didn't execute them well enough. We have protections built in, to keep our centers on the floor, but we didn't execute them very well. But with anything, when you have a 3-point barrage like we saw in those 2 games, they're all shapes and sizes. But the general urgency, I thought we played really hard, especially when we got down, and battled to fight back in the game. But the one area that we didn't play hard enough was the urgency to the 3-point line.
See? So we're going to get both tomorrow. We're going to put up more threes, and we're going to be better defensively.
I love how it's like,
I love it,
We
Lynn.
decided to start practicing that today. I know that's not what
Better
he's
late
saying.
than never.
That's
Better late than never. I'm just saying.
But we're still close to never.
That's the thing, is like I was getting a bunch of comments about like, why don't the Suns focus on guarding the 3-point line? Guys, every defense tries to do that in the NBA, but it's really hard with the skill level to do that, especially when their focus has been protecting the paint because they were getting torched early in the season with points in the paint. I think they overcorrected, and I think because they don't have the defenders to contain on the perimeter, as soon as that first drive-by happens, you're helping, you're rotating, you're in scramble mode, and that always opens up the 3-point line. And so against teams like the Bucks and the Celtics that are top 5 in both 3-point attempts and 3-point percentage, you're going to get torched if you don't play well and contain that initial drive. And they didn't in either game, and they got absolutely wrecked for it. I don't think it's a focus point like we haven't been focused on guarding the 3-point line. Now we're going to start doing that.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, what do we think that they're doing in practice?
I mean, that would be hilarious if that was the case, though. Oh, we've just only been guarding twos. What is this?